After 48 hours without sleep, your brain can function like it's mildly concussed. Signals misfire, regions shut down, and your risk of a deadly mistake explodes long before you ever feel truly tired. This is your brain behind the wheel after an all-nighter. At 24 hours awake, your reaction time is as bad or worse than someone legally drunk. You're basically sleep driving while sober. The terrifying part? You don't see it coming. Your brain forces microsleeps, seconds-long blackouts with eyes open. One 3-second blackout at 70 miles per hour is a football field driven completely blind. Doctors, pilots, truckers, students, millions of people try to work like this. After a single sleepless night, error rates in complex tasks can jump by 50% or more. Your confidence goes up, your accuracy goes down. Push it far enough, and your brain literally starts eating itself. Sleep loss activates cleanup cells called microglia, and without rest, they can begin aggressively pruning healthy connections, like termites in your wiring. Let's walk the timeline. Hour 0, you decide to stay up. Maybe it's work, gaming, or an all-night study grind. At first, you feel almost superhuman, wired, focused, unstoppable. That's a dangerous illusion. In the first 6 to 8 hours, your brain dumps dopamine to keep you alert. You feel talkative, euphoric, maybe even funny. But this fake high masks the growing damage underneath, especially in your prefrontal cortex. Around hour 12, reaction times start to slip. You're still awake, but your brain processes information more slowly. You miss details, make impulsive decisions, and your ability to weigh risks begins to quietly erode. By 16 hours awake, your emotional brain is on fire, while your rational brain powers down. Tiny annoyances feel like personal attacks. You snap at people, overreact, and later wonder, why did I blow up like that? Somewhere between 18 and 24 hours, microsleeps hit. Your eyes are open, but key parts of your brain literally go offline for seconds at a time. You won't remember them, but your body will pay for them. You've crossed the 24-hour mark. Your internal clock is now completely out of sync with the environment. Melatonin is suppressed, your heart keeps pounding, and your body can't tell if it's supposed to rest or run. Blood pressure spikes. With no sleep, your sympathetic fight-or-flight system stays locked on. Studies show even one all-nighter can significantly raise blood pressure, especially dangerous if you already have heart issues. Cortisol, your main stress hormone, surges into your blood. It's meant to save your life in an emergency, not to carry you through Netflix binges. At 24-30 hours awake, your bloodstream becomes a temporary chemical soup of stress. Your body becomes temporarily more insulin resistant. Blood sugar control worsens, so you crave carbs and sugar. One sleepless night can make you look pre-diabetic on lab tests just for that day. Hunger hormones go haywire. Ghrelin, which makes you hungry, shoots up. Leptin, which signals I'm full, drops. After 24-30 hours awake, you don't just want food, you want the worst, greasiest, saltiest kind. Your gut takes a hit too. Sleep loss increases gut inflammation and may loosen the barrier that normally protects your bloodstream from toxins. That means more garbage circulating in your blood, stressing every organ. By around 30 hours awake, your immune system is already weaker. Natural killer cells, the ones that hunt viruses and even cancer cells, drop in activity. You're more vulnerable to infections, sometimes after just one bad night. Inflammatory markers rise. Your blood carries more inflammatory chemicals that irritate blood vessels, organs, and the brain. Chronic sleep loss turns this smoldering fire into a long-term risk for heart disease and stroke. Your heart is working overtime. Studies show an all-nighter elevates heart rate and variability in dangerous ways. For people with underlying heart problems, 24 to 36 hours awake is a serious trigger zone. Blood vessels become less responsive, less elastic. Over time, repeated nights like this help lay down plaque in your arteries. Tonight's grind becomes tomorrow's blood clot, heart attack, or stroke risk. Here's the wild part. One night without sleep can flip the activity of hundreds of genes. Some that protect you turn down. Others that drive inflammation and stress turn up. Your blood's genetic programming literally shifts. Hormones that build and repair, like testosterone and growth hormone, drop. If you're trying to gain muscle, improve fertility, or just stay youthful, an all-nighter quietly pushes you in the opposite direction. Your liver clears toxins less efficiently when you're sleep-deprived. Alcohol, medications, even normal metabolic waste hang around longer. Your blood becomes a little dirtier, and your brain is bathing in that. The kidneys, which help regulate blood pressure and fluid balance, get thrown off too. After 24 to 36 hours, your body holds on to more sodium and fluid, further pushing your blood pressure upward. Oxygen delivery isn't as efficient when you're exhausted. Physical performance tanks, muscles fatigue faster, and lactic acid builds up quicker. Your workout after an all-nighter? Mostly stress, very little gain. Platelets in your blood get stickier under chronic sleep loss. That means your blood is slightly more likely to clot. Over time, that tilt increases your risk of heart attacks and strokes. Deep inside your muscle cells, the mitochondria, the power plants, struggle. Energy production dips, fatigue rises, and even simple tasks feel heavier. Your body is running on emergency backup power. Your skin shows the story. Cortisol breaks down collagen, increases oil, and slows repair. That tired face after a few bad nights, it's literally accelerated aging written across your skin. By 30 to 36 hours awake, every system is compensating. Heart, hormones, immune system, digestion, all straining just to keep you upright. You feel wired but tired because your body is burning emergency fuel. You've burned through your reserves. The next phase isn't just about being tired. The next phase starts to change how your brain works, how you see reality, and possibly how long your brain cells live. Around 36 hours awake, the logical prefrontal cortex goes offline. This is the part that plans, resists impulses, and sees the big picture. You're still awake, but less you is actually in charge. Sensory distortions begin. Lights seem too bright, sounds too loud. Your brain struggles to filter noise from signal, so everything feels overwhelming, and your ability to focus on what matters plummets. By 40 hours, your brain starts to dream while you're still awake. You may see fleeting shapes, hear someone call your name, or feel something brush your skin. Classic early hallucinations from a brain desperate for REM. Paranoia creeps in. With the emotional brain overactive and logic offline, neutral faces look hostile, small problems feel catastrophic, and you start to believe stories your tired brain invents. Speech and thought start to fracture. You lose your train of thought mid-sentence. Words come out jumbled or slurred. It looks like you're drunk, but it's just your exhausted neurons misfiring. On brain scans, we see something eerie, brief local sleep events happening in specific brain regions while you're still awake. Parts of your cortex literally shut down for seconds at a time. At 48 hours without sleep, some people begin to experience full-blown hallucinations and psychosis-like symptoms, seeing people who aren't there, hearing voices, or feeling persecuted. Reality becomes negotiable. Sleep loss may make the blood-brain barrier more permeable. That means stress chemicals and inflammatory molecules in your blood can seep into your brain more easily, irritating delicate neural tissue. Microglia, the brain's janitors, stay overactivated. When you don't sleep, they can start pruning not just junk, but healthy synapses. Repeatedly deprive yourself, and you may be weakening critical networks for memory and focus. Deep sleep is when your brain's glymphatic system washes away waste like amyloid beta, the protein linked to Alzheimer's. 2 sleepless nights in a row severely cut that cleanup. Toxic proteins linger longer around your neurons. One 48-hour stretch won't give you dementia, but make this a habit. Shift work, chronic all-nighters, constant jet lag, and you're stacking the odds toward long-term brain shrinkage and cognitive decline. Emotionally, your amygdala is 60% more reactive after bad sleep. Combine that with 48 hours awake, and you're primed for breakdowns, panic, and rage over things that normally wouldn't even bother you. The brain patterns you're creating now, disconnected frontal lobes, overactive stress circuits, look disturbingly similar to those seen in depression and anxiety. One brutal weekend can echo in your mood for days. After 48 hours awake, your chance of making a catastrophic mistake skyrockets. In some industries, extended shifts are linked to dramatically higher accident and error rates. People die because someone didn't sleep. Your immune system is in a crash zone. Research shows that people who sleep poorly are far more likely to catch a cold or flu after exposure. 2 nights lost is like opening the door for infection. For vulnerable people, extreme sleep deprivation can be the straw that breaks the system, triggering heart attacks, arrhythmias, even strokes. It's not just feeling tired, it's acute physiological stress. If you have high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, or a heart condition, 36 to 48 hours awake is especially dangerous. Your already stressed systems are being driven at redline with no pit stops. The cruel trick? You're terrible at judging how impaired you are. People who are extremely sleep-deprived insist they're fine, even while their test performance collapses, confidence up, competence down. Now imagine not just one 48-hour crisis, but years of short nights and rotating shifts. Studies show chronic sleep disruption is linked to higher rates of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. When you push your body to 48 hours without sleep, you're not being hardcore. You're playing Russian roulette with your brain cells, your blood vessels, and your future self. So what happens when you finally crash? The moment you fall asleep after 48 hours awake, your brain dives head first into deep restorative stages as fast as it can, trying to triage the damage. In the first 90 minutes, deep, slow-wave sleep dominates. Your brain's cleaning system opens up, flushing away metabolic waste and stress chemicals from your cerebrospinal fluid, like a nighttime car wash. REM sleep then surges. This is where your brain processes emotions, files memories, and replays important information from the last 2 days. After deprivation, you get a REM rebound, more intense, longer REM than usual. One long sleep helps, but it doesn't fully reset everything. Research suggests it can take 2 to 3 nights of solid 7 to 9 hours sleep to bring your performance and many blood markers back to baseline. The good news? Your brain is incredibly resilient. Most of the cognitive and emotional damage from a single all-nighter is reversible with proper recovery. The bad news? Repeated hits leave scars that are harder to erase. Protect yourself with basics that sound boring but are powerful. Aim for 7 to 9 hours most nights. Keep a consistent sleep-wake time, and sleep in a dark, cool, quiet room whenever possible. If you have to push late occasionally, use tools wisely. Moderate caffeine early in the day, not at midnight, and short 15 to 20-minute naps can help without wrecking your next night's sleep. In a true emergency all-nighter, hydrate, move every hour, avoid heavy meals, and stay away from driving. These hacks won't make it healthy, but they can make it less deadly. Think of sleep like oxygen or clean water for your brain and blood. You can't cheat it for long without paying interest, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Respect it like a vital sign. Now that you've seen the 48-hour timeline, promise yourself this: no more bragging about all-nighters. Guard your sleep like your future depends on it, because it does. Subscribe for more deep dives into what your body's really doing.